Let's talk about generational wealth. Chances are that you have already started building wealth and putting things in place for your family, but what are you really doing to pass it down, to create what we call generational wealth? Well, that's what we are going to talk about in this video. I am going to break down how opening up a brokerage account for your children can be one of the most easiest and powerful ways to start to build generational wealth. It's all about having a legacy, leaving something to your kids when you are no longer here, and teaching them about smart investing just as a human, as an individual. So when you open up a brokerage account for your kids, it is considered to be a custodial account. It is more than just investing in stocks, but it's actually about creating a foundation that they can stand on long after you are gone. And this matters because a lot of us are working hard to build wealth, to build businesses. But if that wealth does not outlive us, is it really considered to be generational wealth? That is what the goal is, to make sure that we are leaving something for our family. So by opening up that brokerage account for your kids, even if it's at $50 or $100 a month, it can become tens of thousands of dollars just basically over time. The growth will compound over time. And it's not just about giving your kids money. When we talk about generational wealth, it's more about teaching them how to build that wealth, how to grow the wealth, and basically how to keep it. That is how it stays from generation to generation. So how does it work when you open up a brokerage account for your kid? So when you are opening up that brokerage account, you're going to open up what's called a custodial brokerage account. And that's the investment account that is opened up in your child's name. You are the custodian of it until they're 18 or 21. It really just depends on the state that you're in. And once they become of age, it is theirs. They can invest in stocks, they can invest in ETFs, index funds, bonds, but it is for them to continue to invest in. And it's one of the simplest ways that you can get started in wealth building. So when you get ready to open up this account, the only thing that you need is your child's name, their social security number, your information, and it takes really about 15 minutes. It's not a long process. It is a very simple process. You just have to sit down and do it. And so as you're going through and you're opening the account and you're operating the account, you want to keep it extremely simple. You want to invest in companies that you already know about. If you shop at Target, if you shop at Walmart, if your kids are familiar with, they shop at the Nike store, Lululemon, or something of that sort. Knowing those companies and companies that you spend your money on, you know that those are good investments because that is something that your money is already going to. So keep it simple. Invest in things that you already know. You want to look at S&P 500 funds or total market index funds. This is not a get rich quick type of activity where you're taking stocks from someone and saying, okay, I'm going to run with this. And it's not considered to be any type of day trading. You're not going to do any of those activities. You're going to keep it simple. You're going to invest in the things that you already know about and not just rely on a lot of the higher level type of stock tips that you're not familiar with. The next thing you want to do is you want to be consistent. Once you decide what you're going to invest in, you want to be consistent with that contribution, whether it is a bi-weekly contribution, whether it is a monthly contribution, or even an annual contribution. You can make it as an annual gift. When you open up the account, you can take their paperwork, wrap it up, and give it to them as a gift, and then explain to them that every year you are going to give them the gift of wealth, where you will continue to contribute to it on an annual basis. And as you continue to contribute to it, you will see it grow. And so once you make that contribution annually, you can look at all of your documents and your paperwork together and explain to them that it is growing, that this investment that you are making is now going to help them in the future. One of the biggest things that I always say is that when you invest, you are paying your future self. And that's exactly what contributing to this custodial account does. It pays your child in the future for what you are doing now. The next thing you want to do is have it funded automatically. You want to have direct deposits to go to the account. Teach your kids what you are doing. Teach them to invest before they spend, and they can watch it grow. Having direct deposits mean you can have it set up from your bank account, or you can have it come directly from your paycheck, depending how you want it to be direct deposited, but you want to make it automatic. The least you have to think about with it, the more consistent that you will probably be when it comes to that investment. And then again, when you set this up automatically, it does not have to be large amounts each time you contribute. You can contribute $20, $25. As long as you are consistent, those small consistencies do tend to add up. Once it starts to add up, it is growing on top of what you are putting into it. So it's not about investing a ton of money. It's just about investing consistently. So so you can have the accumulation of funds that is going to continue to grow. So as you are contributing and investing in their custodial account, this is a great way for your kids to get a financial head start when it comes to financial planning. They learn about investing early, and they have capital for any future goals that they have. If you start when they are young and they have access to this once they turn 21 or when they turn 18, depending on the state that you are in, it can help for any future goals that they may have. So you are actually putting them in a position to where they have some capital for later in life if they happen to need it. And for you, it gives you peace of mind that you are actually building a legacy. We hear so much now about generational wealth because in certain communities, there is no wealth that is being passed from generation to generation. We are going to change that now, and I am willing to help you get there. And as you're getting there, have the conversation with your kid about what you're actually doing. Have the conversation about money. Have the conversation about investing. Have the conversation about being responsible when it does come to investing. It's not about spoiling them or just giving them money. It's all about putting them in a position to where they can have a level playing field when they get in the real world. It's about having something that is going to last longer than you are. So a couple of important points that you do want to keep in mind as you are setting up the custodial brokerage account and operating it is that it is not a tax-deferred account. So it does not operate the same as a 529 or a Roth IRA. Any gains that you do receive are going to be taxable. That's an important point to note because you want to report everything correctly when it comes for IRS purposes. And in addition to this custodial account that you've opened, once your child starts to generate earned income, meaning that they are working to generate income, you can explore things such as a Roth IRA for kids. And that's completely another gem that I'll probably make another video about that can help them when it comes to building generational wealth. But when investing in that Roth IRA along with the custodial brokerage account, you are doubling the way that you can build generational wealth for them. So the key things to remember as you open up the custodial brokerage account is that you want to do it. The second thing is that you want to determine what you're going to invest in. The third thing is you want to be consistent as you are contributing to the investment. And the fourth thing is that you want to make your payments automatic so you don't have to think about it. You want it to just be second nature that the contributions to the investment is taking place. You don't need to wait until you're quote unquote ready. You don't need thousands of dollars in order to start. You can start now with exactly what you have. Teach your child about delayed gratification. I know with the day and age that we are in with social media, everything is about instant gratification. We see what others have and we don't realize a lot of what it takes to get there. But when you talk about investing in generational wealth, that is a form of delayed gratification, a form of compound growth, and it's not something till they see till later. And although they may not be able to see the big picture now, they will thank you 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now because those contributions that you've invested for them have now compounded and grown over time. Those small steps can definitely have a ripple effect when it comes to generational wealth and building. If you want true generational wealth, start with yourself. Well, start with yourself investing in your kids. Opening up the custodial brokerage account is one of the easiest and simplest ways that you can achieve that. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Make sure you like and you subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.